Okay, Scrambles will be in the description, and as always, if there's any algs you're curious about, feel free to ask. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, so this case is pretty simple. Just pair these up like normal and sledge them in to avoid the dot case. And then we get this pretty nice OLL, which I think of it as a 3x3 transfer because I use it for OLL CP on 3x3, but if you don't, this is what it looks like. It's just sledge, U prime hedge, insert. And we get a J perm, which I guess most people do a U2 J perm, U2 prime back. I wouldn't do that because you can just use an inverse J perm, which ends up being AUF-less. So that looks like that. Pretty nice LSLL to start off with. Number 2. Okay, so I just do the standard solution from this angle, which would give me, I believe, LEO, but, you know, not a line case. Sorry, not a dot case, which is what I want. So, just like this, and, yep, LEO. This is, I guess, a pretty standard OLL. Looks like this. And then a V perm, which, again, I think of this as a 3x3 transfer, because it's the inverse of the RUDR perm, but if you don't know that alg, it looks like this. And U prime AUF. Done. Number 3. Okay, so again, standard solution from this angle will avoid, well, it won't avoid dot, it's just, it won't get dot. It's not a specific, like, dot avoidance thing. It's just the standard solution. And I believe I'll get line EO. I'm not entirely sure, though. Yep, line EO. And then this, I guess you wouldn't know by looking at it. The recognition's pretty easy. It's just, you know, that big block and nothing here. But this is actually a really nice OLL. You just take the pair out to over here, do a hedge, U2 prime, and insert the pair. And then we get this 5-corner CPLL. So like this. U2 AUF, done. Number 4. Okay, so for this case, the standard solution would be from this angle, but that'd give you a dot case, so I don't really like that. I guess what I'd do instead, there might be a better way of doing this, but what I'd probably do is just hedge U2R prime, and then just have this split pair. Again, recognition is pretty easy, it's just nothing anywhere, no bars or anything. But yeah, the alg is, I guess, a pretty standard alg, nothing too special about it. It looks like this. And then we get this Q perm, which is just 5 EPLL. So I recognize that this edge goes to here, and this edge goes to here, which means that it's this alg here. U2 AUF, done. Number 5. Okay, so the standard solution here would give me a dot case, like this, which I don't really like. So instead, I'm going to do a hedge to pair these up, and then I can sledge it in without it getting a dot case. And then, again, pretty nice OLL. So this is the inverse of the first one I showed. Again, I think of it as a 3x3 transfer, but if you don't know it on 3x3, it looks like this. UR prime, sledge, U, hedge. And then we get this S perm. I'm not a big fan because it's just a lot of U2 prime flicking, but yeah, it's reasonably fast. Number 6. Okay, so I just pair these up, I guess the normal way, the way I usually do it, and sledge it in. So it's just sexy U prime, pair these up, and sledge. And we get a really easy OLL. Most of you probably know this. It's just F, double inverse sexy F prime. And then a C perm. Done. Number 7. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of this because either way that I normally insert it, it'll give me a dot case. So like normally I'd either do this or that, but both of those will give me a dot case. So I think what I do instead is have the edge back here and then do F prime U prime F to orient these two edges, and then just insert the split pair and get this P shape OLL. And then this I shape, or this I perm, I guess, which is not very fast, but the finger tricks are cool, at least. So it looks like this. And then U prime AUF, done. Number 8. Okay, so for this case, I just did the standard solution from this angle, which is not dot avoidance or anything, but it just won't give me a dot, which is all I'm really asking for. And then we have the C OLL. And I recognize these like anti-checkerboards around here. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, go watch my PLL recognition ramble, I guess. But yeah. UAUF and done. Number 9. Okay, so again, standard solution from here will avoid the dot. And then this is, right, yeah, it's a pretty good OLL. And then this is the mirror of the I shape I showed you before, which is slightly worse, but again, similar L. The finger tricks are interesting looking, like that. Number 10. Okay, so just very standard solution like that. Gives me this 2 flipped edges case. So like that, and this C PLL, as in it's a C perm, not its corner permutation. But yeah, it's just a combination of 2 7 movers. So like this, and sorry, from this angle, U prime. Done. Number 11. Okay, standard solution from here won't give me a dot, so I'm happy with that. And then, I'm not a huge fan of this OLL, but it's, you know, it's fine. It's still like 1 second or something, so it looks like that. And then nice PLL to make up for it, just an A-perm. Number 12. Okay, so the standard solution here would leave the edge, well, the oriented edge of the front here, which is the bad case. That's where you can't sledge or insert it normally because they'll both give you dots. So instead of doing that, I guess I'd do hedge RUR prime to set up to this split pair. And we get this OLL, which, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the recognition because the mirror case looks very similar to it, but yeah, it's okay. It's one of the only OLLs that I use a F2 in, which is kind of interesting. But the L looks like this. And then we get a T-perm. Executed horribly, of course, because I'm on camera. But yeah, pretty nice. 13. Okay, so this isn't going to give a dot case, which is, you know, good enough. I'm not entirely sure what the EO will be, but yeah, just pair them up standard way and then insert, and we get, again, the OLL that I showed you before, so the inverse of the first one, so like that. And then this, I think it's a L perm. I honestly don't remember the names of all the sets. It's been a while since I've actually looked at my sheet, but yeah. Not a big fan of this alg, but it's okay. Done. Number 14. Okay, basically the same case that I just had, except last time I paired them up and then inserted like this. If I do that, that'll misorient this corner, and generally OLLs with more oriented corners are better, so instead of inserting it from back there, I'll insert it from here to keep that corner oriented. And, okay, I'm not a huge fan of this OLL anyway, but it's okay, I guess. And then another IPA. Sorry, not IPA, LPA. Yeah. Number 15. Okay, so the standard solution here would give me a dot case, either way that I do it. So what I'd probably do instead, this doesn't seem great, but what I do instead is like sledge here, and then U2' R' to set up the split pair. Let me know if you know something better for that, but that's what I'd do anyway. Insert the split pair, and we get this really nice OLL, like so. And then an F U2', not U2, but yeah. Number 16. Okay, so the standard solution from this angle will give me a dot case. So what I'd probably do instead is something like, I guess I'd sledge the corner in, and then do another sledge to set up the split pair, like that. And we get a really nice OLL. And then an R perm, U2 AUF, done. Number 17. Okay, so standard solution from here will not give dot, which I'm happy with, like that. And then okay, so I recognize obviously these two match, and there's nothing matching here. And this is like a BRRU alg, so it looks like this. And then use my ring finger for the last move. And another F perm. U2 AUF, done. Number 18. Okay, just standard solution. Actually, I probably sledged in there, to be honest. Either way, it gives me a pretty nice OLL, but yeah, just the sledge is, I guess, 2 fewer moves, I think, or 1 fewer move. Anyway, gives a pretty nice OLL either way. And a V perm. Done. Number 19. Okay, so if I just pair these up the normal way, I'll end up with this oriented edge at the front. So what I can do instead is just insert this edge into this pair, and now when I pair them up, I can do a sledge instead to avoid the dot case. And we get this OLL, which is, you know, pretty standard. So take the pair out over here, U' hedge, U' insert. And this I case. Ooh. Okay, I messed that up. Anyway, you can find it on my sheet. I normally don't mess it up, but there you go. Wouldn't be a good video without me messing up at least once. Number 20. Okay, so this is a similar case to what I've been doing. I think I've had a similar case to this several times, but this time I can just pair them up like that, and then sledge to get all the edges oriented. And here, I noticed this bar, and actually this one as well, can both be preserved by doing this CO from this angle, which is, you know, just a nice trick to know. And then we get a V perm. Done. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something useful out of it. I don't consider myself to be great at like partial edge orientation, so if there's any cases that you know a better trick for, feel free to let me know. And yeah, let me know if you want more of this in the future. Cheers.